Hey guys, Peter here, back again for another video. So a couple of days ago, I saw a flyer about this local fruity drink and I heard that it's really good. But when I saw the can design, I wasn't too keen with trying it out. Maybe because the can design wasn't too appealing, and I imagine if I see this on the shelf, I wouldn't want to pick it up and try it out. As someone that likes to try out new drinks whenever I go to a 7-Eleven or something, it's always the eye-catching designs that I go for. My dumb brain just goes to the brightest and good-looking cans, but I assume that's the same for majority of the people. So I decided, why not make my own version that still retains the color of the brand, the new aesthetic. I mean like with new aesthetic, but will also look better in the shelf with improvements to the typography and the hierarchy of the elements. Want to see the whole process? Sit back, relax, and let's get started. Let's talk about the can design first and what is wrong with the whole design of it. First, the A1C brand. I know, as company owners, we want the company name to be famous, well-known, and prominent. But in this case, it is way too big and it doesn't really help with the perception of the buyers because it is not memorable enough. It is totally fine if we have the brand to be the main focus of the design. So for example, with Starbucks or Coca-Cola. But since this is just a plain old logo type, it might be better if we put this element on the lower side of the priority list. Second, the flavors. Which one is it? Is it the cinnamon and aloe extract or the white peach flavor? This goes back to user experience where you only show your customer the least amount of option that you can. Finding the right phrase that conveys the same message will make your designs look better as well as make the whole aesthetic cleaner. One last text that I have an issue with is the no sugar. This is a product that is marketed for diabetics, but that is a very small fraction of the population. And I think you are leaving a lot of market share if you make that as the main focus of the design. As an avid Coke Zero drinker like me, it is already understood that no calories means no sugar. And one last thing is the cinnamon dust. We already have the cinnamon sticks as an element to the design. So having the cinnamon powder in the can is already way too much and it just looks messy. So we'll be removing that in our version. So that is basically it. Let's hop on to Photoshop and make our own version. So this is the template that we'll be using. It is very easy to use and the can already looks realistic once we add a design to the smart layer. So what are the things that we should keep in mind in our design? First, it has to catch the buyer's attention at a glance. I've been looking at a lot of two-tone designs lately, so we're gonna split our artboard to two halves, one with an orange background from the original can design and one green color from the peach leaf. Great! That doesn't look too appealing, right? Give me a moment here and we'll make it better. Next are the main elements of the design, the peach and the cinnamon. I already prepared some assets beforehand, so now let's put it in our design. Not in the center though, but at the bottom left of the can, rule of thirds and whatnot. Not too shabby if I may say so myself, but not enough. Next are the text. This is the most important part of the design, so it has to be good. I found this very nice font family and I think it will really fit the whole aesthetic that we are going for. It's Burn Your Distressed and I think it's perfect here, so let's add it. Perfect! I also masked some parts of the ampersand so that it looks like it's behind the peach, just to add some complexity to the design. So we're getting there. Next are the supplementals, the can size, the A1C brand, and the flavor. Our job now here is to find the best place to put these supplementals that make sense in the whole layout as well as where buyers look for them. I think this is fairly good now, but we are missing one last thing. We have to say that it doesn't have any calories at all. So instead of putting no sugar, we are gonna put 0 calories in our design. They say the same thing as well as people already know what it means. So this is now our final design, and I know it may seem like it only took me a couple of minutes to make this, but if you are working for an actual brand with actual clients and not for yourself, you will have to go through a lot of revisions, changes, and a lot of other stuff before this is shipped to stores. But since we are just doing this for a YouTube video, I am fairly happy with this one. And just to complete the whole template, we'll create the box design but just copy our elements and place them differently. Also, the reason why I went with the two-tone design is because once the cans are in the box, they look really good because the colors are now inverted. But before we end the video, let's talk about our design for a bit and what we did in the new version. It is now more eye-catching the shelf since we used a primary color that draws the eye when people browse through the beverage section. Another great thing about minimalist design is it conveys quality of a product. So it looks more expensive now, and maybe A1C can increase the prices since the can design looks more expensive. So win-win. And lastly, if A1C decides to create a new flavor, this design can easily be converted to a new one by just changing the elements and colors. This will help with the cohesiveness of the whole brand since the cans have the same layout. So designs like this, or like this, or like this. And oh, I have to point out something because the irony of the vertical text and me talking about usability is not lost on me. So here's a version with the horizontal text instead of a vertical one. But personally, I still like the vertical version, so yeah. And just for fun, let's use a different template with more realistic shadows and highlights so that you can see the new designs in real life. So that's it guys, I hope you liked the video, and if you learned something from it, please like and subscribe. I'll be uploading more videos like this in the future, so stay tuned. Also, check out my other video series about the Fantex website where I redid the homepage and the product page. It looks really good. Links in the description below, and if you want to check it out, I'll be uploading part 3 in a couple of days, and I'm very excited to showcase that. So that's it, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.